Welcome to the Vietnam War Files.
Imagine a city on the brink, its fate hanging in the balance as an overwhelming force approaches. How do defenders respond when facing an inevitable tide, and what truly happens when their resolve falters at the most critical hour? In the final chaotic days leading up to the fall of Saigon in 1975, the Army of the Republic of Vietnam, or ARVN, played a primarily defensive but ultimately fractured and ineffective role. Its defense was marked by a rapid collapse, failing to stem the tide of the North Vietnamese Army's final offensive. The reasons for this collapse are complex and multifaceted, going beyond simple military defeat. ARVN had been significantly weakened by the withdrawal of United States forces and subsequent cuts in military aid, which crippled its logistics and combat capabilities. Furthermore, widespread corruption within the ranks and political instability in South Vietnam eroded morale and leadership effectiveness. Many units, particularly those whose families were refugees from advancing North Vietnamese forces, were more concerned with protecting their loved ones than holding their positions. The sheer scale and speed of the North Vietnamese offensive, combined with years of continuous warfare, had simply exhausted the South Vietnamese will to fight. There was a critical failure of strategic planning and coordination, leaving many units isolated and unable to mount a cohesive defense. On the ground, this translated into widespread desertions and a general lack of coordinated resistance. Key defensive positions around Saigon were either bypassed or quickly overwhelmed. Roads leading out of the capital became choked with fleeing civilians and demoralized soldiers, further hampering any organized counterattack. The South Vietnamese leadership struggled to issue clear orders, and communication lines often broke down entirely, leaving field commanders without guidance or support. A lesser-known aspect of this period is the phenomenon of phantom units. These were units that existed only on paper, allowing corrupt officers to draw pay and supplies for non-existent soldiers. This systemic corruption further hollowed out ARVN's true strength, leaving its remaining genuine combatants critically under-resourced and outnumbered during the final push. Another factor was the psychological impact of the swift fall of key northern cities, which convinced many that resistance was futile. Understanding the ARVN's role in Saigon's defense illuminates a crucial historical lesson. Military strength alone is not enough to sustain a fighting force. Political stability, logistical support, high morale, and unified leadership are indispensable elements that, when absent, can lead to even a well-equipped army's rapid unraveling in the face of determined opposition. It reveals how internal weaknesses can compound external pressures, leading to a swift and decisive end to a prolonged conflict.
If this history moves you, like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below.